Motherhood. It's a word full of sunshine and lullabies, but also one with whispers of worry and sleepless nights. Every woman who hears you're going to be a mother feels both. I did. Excitement, yes, but also this giant question mark hanging over my head. What did I know about keeping a tiny human alive, let alone happy? It's a crash course in love and fear all at once. Before he was even here, I worried. I worried about things I couldn't control, things I couldn't predict. What if something went wrong during the birth? What if the doctors missed something crucial? What if he wasn't healthy? What if there were complications we hadn't anticipated? Then he arrived, this perfect little being, and the worries just multiplied. Every new day brought new fears. Every cough sounded like pneumonia, every cry a sign of something terribly wrong. Would he be safe? Would I be able to protect him from everything? Would he always know how loved he was? Would he feel secure in my arms? The world felt suddenly much bigger and much scarier. Every corner seemed to hide a new danger. I remember one night he wouldn't stop crying. The hours dragged on and my anxiety grew. I walked, I rocked, I sang until I was hoarse. Nothing worked. The more I tried, the more helpless I felt. Finally, at my wit's end, I sat on the floor and cried with him. It felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. It was in that moment of shared tears and exhaustion that I realized something. I couldn't fix everything. I couldn't always make things better. All I could do was be there, love him fiercely, and hope for the best. And maybe, just maybe, that would be enough. But oh, the joy! The pure, unadulterated joy he brought into my life was like nothing I'd ever known. It was as if every laugh, every smile, and every tiny gesture was a gift, a reminder of the beauty in the simplest moments. His first smile, a gummy, lopsided thing, felt like the sun breaking through storm clouds. That tiny, innocent expression of happiness was enough to light up my entire world and chase away any lingering shadows of doubt or fatigue. Each new milestone, rolling over, sitting up, his first wobbly steps, filled me with a sense of pride so profound it was almost embarrassing. Watching him grow and learn, I felt a connection to the cycle of life, a deep appreciation for the small victories that make up our days. I started keeping a journal, a record of all the funny, sweet, and amazing things he did. Each entry was a treasure, a way to hold on to these fleeting moments and revisit them whenever I needed a reminder of how far we had come. Like the way he'd grab my face with his tiny hands and stare into my eyes as if I were the only person in the world. Those moments of pure, unfiltered connection were the essence of our bond, a silent conversation that spoke volumes. Or the way he'd burst into giggles at the sight of our goofy dog. His laughter was infectious, a melody that filled our home with warmth and joy, making even the toughest days feel lighter. These were the moments I lived for, the ones that made all the worry worthwhile. In those quiet, tender times, I found a profound sense of purpose and contentment, knowing that these tiny smiles and giant happiness were the true treasures of life. Motherhood was a crash course in identity theft. It was as if my old self had been replaced overnight. One day, I was a woman with interests and a life outside the house. I had hobbies, friends, and a career that I was passionate about. The next, I was mommy, my world revolving around diaper changes, feeding schedules, and the constant low-level hum of anxiety. Every moment was consumed by the needs of this tiny human. My old life felt a million miles away. It was like looking at a distant star, something beautiful but unreachable. There were days when I missed my old life desperately. I missed adult conversation, the freedom to go out without planning every detail. I missed having time to myself, time to think, to breathe, to just be. I even missed sleep, that elusive creature that had once seemed so commonplace. Now, it was a rare luxury, but then I'd look at him, my son, and the world would snap back into focus. His smile made everything worth it. He was my new world now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night was a small price to pay for the joy he brought into my life. Motherhood is a constant balancing act, a tightrope walk between fear and joy, exhaustion and elation. There are days when I feel like I'm failing miserably, when the worry threatens to consume me. But then there are the moments, the tiny miracles that remind me why I chose this life. The way his hand fits perfectly in mine, the sound of his laughter like wind chimes on a summer day, the way he looks at me with such pure, unconditional love that it makes my heart ache. These are the moments I cling to, the ones that give me the strength to keep going, to keep learning, to keep loving. Motherhood is a journey, a wild, messy, beautiful ride. It's full of challenges, but the rewards are immeasurable. The love I feel for my son is a force of nature, something primal and fierce and utterly unwavering. It's a love that casts out fear, a love that makes everything okay. And in the end, isn't that what matters most? The love we share, the bond we forge, that's what will stay with us long after the sleepless nights and the dirty diapers are a distant memory. And that's a comforting thought, a beacon of light in the sometimes overwhelming darkness of motherhood.